Hello, I'm Nikki Ellis from Cinch Personal Training in Melbourne, Australia, here to talk to you today about motivation. Now, this is the second in a little video blog on motivation, so if you're looking at my website, it's the video directly above is the first one, so have a look at that as well. Now, the points I want to talk to you about today, the first one I'm going to say is try exercise first thing in the morning. Why is that? Well, one of the big reasons is that as we get busy in our days, we tend to fill our days up with other things that we'd rather do instead of exercise. And by the time evening comes, we're absolutely exhausted and we really don't want to get out there and exercise. So doing it first thing in the morning is a great way to get it done, get it finished with, it's over. And you don't have other things that you need to think about. Should I do this or should I do that? You're just out the door and doing it. From a physiological point of view, you generally have an empty stomach first thing in the morning. And so by training without having anything to eat first, as long as you're not training for performance, if you're training for fat loss, it's a really effective way to do it because your body accesses its fat stores a lot more effectively without having to work through a whole lot of food first, stored energy first. And finally, the other thing it does is it gets your metabolic rate up nice and high right at the start of the day. So we then do little things throughout the day to keep the metabolic rate high, eat regularly, for example, not overheat ourselves, try and do lots of little incidental amounts of exercise, and so we burn more energy throughout the day. Fantastic stuff. The next thing I'm going to suggest to you is that you have a concrete goal to aim towards. Now, depending on what you're doing, if you're really into your walking, for example, you might want to train for a 5K fun walk, or running, likewise, a 10K fun run, or a half marathon. If you're into changing your body shape, you might want to think about entering a little local Miss Figure competition, whatever it takes to kind of keep you on track and have a timeline and a solid goal to work towards. And finally, I'm going to talk about one of my favourite motivators, which is rewarding yourself. Now, I used to have a client who every time she trained, she'd put $3 in a piggy bank. And at the end of the month, what she would find is she'd have quite a significant amount of money in her piggy bank, around $50 to $70, which was then hers to spend whatever she wanted to spend it on, whether it was a nice cheap meal out with her husband or a manicure or whatever. So that was a really cute way to reward herself. But you might have something that you can do that's sort of similar, whether it's buying a new pair of, exercise socks or whatever, a little reward to keep you on track. So just to recap, what have we talked about today as far as motivation goes? The first one was exercising first thing in the morning, and this is a fantastically powerful one to get in shape. The second one was aim for something specific, a 5K fun run or whatever. And finally, reward yourself. Happy training.